With only 2 weeks left in the WNBA season, I got a special video for you today. This is the power ranking of every WNBA team. More than that, this includes the momentum ranking, which is how well they're doing in the past 10 games. Finally, if you stick around, I'll show you my predictions on the final records for every team and who's expected to be in the playoffs and their potential opponents. So let's get started. We're going to get started with the power ranking. This is based on my own calculations analyzing every single game of the regular season. I calculated these rankings and numbers in real time. It is based on what's called the ELO system. All teams start out at 100, and then as they face off each other, their power rankings will start changing. As you watch this video, I want you to pay attention to the top teams, but also teams like the Indiana Fever. In general, when you beat teams that are better than you gain more points, and if you lose to teams that are worse than you lose a lot more points. One thing that's obvious is how well the Aces, Sun, and Liberty have done throughout the season. The most interesting thing to see, of course, is how the Fever rebounded. As the season draws to a close, all the teams above 100 have secured the playoffs. Meanwhile, Sky, Dream, and Mystics are still duking it out for the final spot. Now, we're going to switch gear to look at the momentum ranking. This is a measure that gives more weight to the past 10 games. The idea is that the last 10 games show how well the team is expected to do moving forward. When we look at the momentum ranking, you can see that teams with big streaks start moving up quite a bit. We can also use this to help predict future wins. Sometimes teams start out strong but lose momentum, while teams like the Fever pretty much took off after the Olympics. The numbers that I display here are actually directly correlated to an improvement in the likelihood of them winning the next game, with all things being equal. Therefore, higher is better. Finally, I've got a bonus for you with my projection for the scores of each team. By looking at a team's power ranking, offensive ranking, defensive ranking, momentum ranking, and a couple of other metrics, this is my current best guess for the final scores. Feel free to pause the video if you want to look at it in more details. But my predictions also include the box scores of every game for every team, from now to the end of the season. If you're interested in watching a video about that, please share it in the comments. Now let's take a look at the first round bracket. My prediction as of September 8 is that Liberty will face Mystics, Sun will face Mercury, Lynx will face Fever, and Aces will face Storm. However, there's a couple of big variables, including 2 upcoming games between Aces and Fever. Should Fever win these games, they could move up and see a different bracket. What do you think the playoffs will be like? Let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, subscribe, and share your comments below.